What's up, YouTube? No trades on stream this morning, but we did get to after the stream. So we're going to go ahead and go over those real quick. Our first one was on INDO. I didn't really like this one too much because we didn't have a lot of shares available, but not trading all day, not even putting an order out all day, not even seeing an opportunity to put an order out all day. When I saw this thing start to move, I was watching it and we got a pretty nice move. As you can see, if we scroll back, it wasn't that great until the actual move here. You can see it went kind of nuts. I was watching it this entire time, just waiting for some kind of an actual move. And I was also paying attention to the shares, and they were kind of holding up. There was only like 45,000 shares available, but they didn't really go as this move was, moving up. So when we got to the top, I was basically saying we were pretty close to the halt price. I think it was like 1920 at the time. The high of this candle was 1874. I did get some slippage on this. I used my short the ask button because there was a little bit of a spread. It was like a 20-cent spread. But as I hit the button, I thought I saw like 71, 72, but I guess it dropped like as I hit the button down to 55 because I know I hit the short the ask button, and that's where we got filled. Ended up working out. Took about 50% of that move based off of that previous high. And I was pretty happy with it. You can see it did try to go back up towards 1850. Never quite got back up there before ultimately coming down and retesting that 1740 area, and eventually died off even more. But as you can see, this thing went back to high a day. Our other trade, TWOU. This one was out of a halt. Apparently, it went with CHGG and Baidu, I think, was the one that was buying it. Or it was a rumor that they might buy one of these. I don't know. I tried finding the news on it. I couldn't really find it, but they both insta-halted or at the same time. And so I was waiting for them to unhalt. Now, why did I choose TWOU versus CHGG? One, the price was better, but the main reason was the spread. The spread on this was 20, 30, 40 cents at all times, where TWOU was maybe 2-3 cents the entire time. So it was just, to me, going to be an easy trader. But I will say it got real slow out of the gates. Like, it came out and made this huge pop, and then it just started to just kind of chill out. It wasn't really doing anything. So I didn't want to hit it until I kind of felt like, okay, there was an obvious attempt to go higher, and then it got rejected. And that's kind of what happened here. It tried 1170 on this candle, and then it tried again to go up towards 12 to 1191. And I hit it on the way back down because I was like, I thought when it went through 1170, it was going to have a pretty clear push up through 12. And I could see what it did there, but it didn't. And it got rejected. So as it was on the way back down, I hit it for 100 shares, 1166. And I had my order out. And this is kind of where I think I messed up a little bit. I think I could have got a little bit more out of it. But I had an order out at 37, which is where I ended up getting filled. But it came down to like 42, so it missed us by like 5 cents and then shot all the way back up to 1179. So we actually ended up going red on this trade. And I was willing to risk high of day there. I was basically, just going to cut it at high of day if that was the case, because if it went high of day again there, I'm only assuming that second shot it's going to get through 12. And obviously my entry wasn't the greatest for that, because I thought we were basically catching what I thought was the start of maybe a nice pullback. So it goes down to that 42, misses by 5 cents, goes all the way back up, but then gets rejected, right? Comes back down, gets back under 50. And usually, just like the reason I got in, that's a sign that this is probably going to go lower altogether, right? It tried to go higher, couldn't even get back to the highs, and gets rejected back down below that key area of the $0.50. And that's usually a good sign, right? That it's going to go lower. But instead, I just left my order there. Got filled, was a decent trade. Basically took smaller size because I didn't want to chance, a volume out of nowhere on some news, whether it's a real buyout, a rumor, whatever it may be. I wasn't about to chance all of that on like some full size, but ended up making a decent amount just for what I considered half size. And could have got a little bit more, at least that 11 test. As you can see, since then, this thing has went back to high of day and now all the way back down. So, hindsight is 2020 as always, but I wouldn't have really been focused on this. But I'm a little upset that maybe I could have just took half here and saw if we could get the 11 test for the rest, because to me that was pretty much an obvious sign. But I was just happy to get another trade in for the day, to be honest. So trying to milk it for all it's worth. Not that worried about it, but if this was in the morning, probably would have been a little bit more upset at myself. But that's all I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. You can find me in Discord and find me over on Twitter. I'm going to head over to TraderSync and enter these in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.